guys so much for watching. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoy this video. Today's video is going to be Tackle Tip Tuesday. And today's topic is going to be none other than topwater, how to walk the dog. This is the age-old question, and it really determines if you're gonna catch fish on a topwater or if you're not gonna catch fish. But I think as a kid, as a young adult, teenager, whatever it may be, whenever you got your first topwater lure fish, it was probably the best day of your life. And if it wasn't, then I think you should probably check if you actually really like fishing, because anyone that you talk to, if they don't love topwater fishing and catching fish on the topwater, I don't believe in them. I don't think they actually like fishing. But either way, what we're gonna talk about today is how to get these bad boys to walk. We have two different ones here, both from Rapala. This is a pretty common one right here. It's just a nice walk the dog body, nice sleek, wide body that allows for a nice wide action. This wide action simulates that of a bait fish that is struggling to get away from the fish on the surface. Now, a lot of times we go in, for saltwater anglers especially, we go to try to find the spots where the birds are diving on bait and the bait's busting on the surface.
Okay,
These are
I'm gonna need you to
perfect
calm down,
lures
bud.
to throw in there to imitate, and oftentimes the only lures you can throw in there to imitate the bait fish they want. A lot of times we're fishing shallow water, we're fishing vegetation that comes almost all the way up to the surface, or thick vegetation that would get snagged up if you used anything else but a topwater. So having this bait work in your favor, which we're gonna do some voiceovers here, where I will insert some clips of me catching some fish and kind of go over what is happening. That nice walk the dog action, if you look in all these videos that I will show you, is present in every single one of them over the school redfish, as you're seeing right now. You can tell that bait, vaguely, it's a little far out there. These particular redfish were very spooky, and that it required me to do a superbly long cast, and it required me to actually rethink my tackle and what I was doing to get those superbly long casts in these really extremely clear water redfish. But as you can see there, what I'm doing is I am merely allowing the slack to work the bait. All I'm doing is pulling up the slack with the rod tip and just kind of doing it in a sweeping motion, a little bit of a jerking sweeping motion, and allowing that bait to kind of veer off to the left or to the right, and reeling whenever that bait is kind of moving. If that makes any sense, basically you're gonna jerk it, allow that bait to go to the left, reel just a little bit. It's kind of becomes partial in motion of when you jerk it, you're kind of reeling with it. And it's not much of a reel, it might be just a quarter turn or less, maybe a tad bit more, but that allows for the bait to really kick off to the side. And what you want to do is maintain that kicking motion where that bait just keeps bobbing and weaving away from that fish, and what it does is it drives the fish absolutely crazy. But having that slack in the line is absolutely critical to allow that bait to really move all the way over to the left or to the right. This other instance is a bass on a frog. And the great thing about this is that you can use this with hollow body frogs and walk the dog, type of bait fish. And these hollow body frogs, I think, are even easier to work. And oftentimes all you have to do is get it in those pockets where the fish are at. As you can see in this video right here, there's a pocket that I throw up into, and I just walk the dog in the pockets, and over the lily pads, I don't really worry about putting a lot of action in it, because oftentimes it's just the shadow that the fish see, and they attack the shadow. But whenever it goes into a nice pocket, as you can see, it'll end up going, and that's where you get those explosive strikes with those walk the dog. And basically, all this walk the dog is allowing predator fish to see a bait struggling to move. Whenever a bait is struggling to move in a straight line, it's kind of like watching a scary movie, if you think about it. Whenever you want, as the person watching the scary movie, you always think if the person just ran in a straight line, they'd be fine. But for some reason, every time you watch them, they're always sprinting to the left or to the right and zigzagging. And that ultimately is because of the fact that they're in a panic mode. Whenever a bait fish is being pursued by a fish such as this one, you will see that they kind of do crazy erratic stuff. So the crazier and more erratic at times that you can work these baits when the fish are really active, the more they will pursue it, and the bigger blow-ups just sometimes get. Now on a nice calm day, you might have to do a very, very slow, meticulous movement of the bait. You might twitch it once, let it sit for a while, twitch it again to complete that walking motion, and it might take 20 seconds before you even finish that. That is a critical thing to realize, that the fish, if they're going strong and if they're hitting like crazy, walking the dog pretty quick is a fun time, and you'll get fish to come out of absolutely like far to go get these things. And then in a situation where they're very lethargic, you might have to take and just let it pause in that little pocket, like that bass. Pause it in that pocket for what seems like forever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I try to keep it as short as possible. Hopefully this allowed you guys to learn how to walk the dog and what to do to get you more fish on a topwater, because I absolutely love topwater. And whenever I go up to New York frogging, or whenever I go to a pond or a lake with lily pads, you best believe I'm throwing a hollow body frog. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed this Tackle Tip Tuesday. If you guys thoroughly enjoyed this Tackle Tip Tuesday on walking the dog with your topwaters, then please leave that in the comment section below, as well as give it a like, give it a thumbs up. And it's that time of the video where, if you have not seen this video right here, please check it out, as well as the video right below it. Don't forget to subscribe, and as always, fish now, worry later.